Hi, this is TapCat, and today I want to talk about the Steam Summer Sale. And more particularly, I thought I would share my purchases from this sale with you. Maybe you'll find a couple of the games interesting, maybe you won't, but feel free to leave a comment telling me what you picked up. Now, I know some people really go berserk and they'll buy all over time hundreds of games that they never play. I try to be good and not do that. I do have games that I bought that I haven't played, but not too many. But anyway, let's talk about this time out. There were a few games that I don't know a ton about, and I kind of took a flyer on. One is 80 Days. And as I understand it, this is a fairly story-driven game that's loosely modeled after, Around the World in 80 Days. And, it was really cheap, so I thought I'd go ahead and, give it a try. I don't necessarily see this coming to the channel. In fact, I should say that up front, probably most of this won't come to the channel. So that was another reason I thought I'd share it, honestly, is it gives you a chance to see some things I might want to play, outside of that. So 80 Days, I don't have a lot to say about simply because I don't know that much. Franbo is another one I had never heard of until I saw it on the Steam sale page. And something about the thumbnail, I guess, caught my eye, and I looked at it. And it just looks like this really strange adventure game about a little girl who something traumatic happens to her. And she apparently is in an asylum, but she sees these very strange things. Now, I don't know just from watching the trailer if there are like actual magical events and evil creatures, that are pursuing her, or if these are things that are just happening in her head or what. But yeah, it looked really odd and interesting. And so this is one that I also thought, well, what the heck, it's not a ton of money. And also, it won't take up a ton of time, even if I end up trying it and really liking it and wanting to play it to completion. Firewatch is a game that I purposely have not read a lot about. I read enough to know that I'm interested in it. Another adventure game, basically. And one of the things that really attracted me to it is Rich Sommer, who's probably most famous for being on the show Mad Men. He voices the main character. And I really like Rich Sommer. The funny thing is, I did not care for Mad Men at all. But I've mentioned in other videos that I'm a fan of board games. And Rich Sommer is very active in that community. And so I've heard him speak on that a number of times. And I've watched him in different videos. And anyway, I really like him. I love his voice. And I think he was a great pick to, be a voice actor for the game. So this is one that I will probably play. And if it hadn't been for XCOM 2 releasing when it did, and then the DLC, Alien Hunters coming out before I could even finish right around the time I finished my first complete playthrough, I probably would have done a Firewatch series. But now it's kind of getting late in the game, so I probably won't, but who knows. Stardust Valley, this is another one that if the timing had been different, I would have probably done at least a let's try series to see how it goes. It reminds me of Banished a little bit, a game I really enjoyed, a series that I did that didn't get a ton of views, and I understood why. I don't think the game lent itself that well to a Let's Play, and I actually suspect the same thing is true of Stardust Valley, unless you're somebody who, like, your basic style is that you're kind of doing a storyteller motif as you play, the way, say, Sips tries to with some of his series. Then I think maybe you could do an entertaining series. I'm not sure for my style it would work that well, but this is one that I don't even know when I'll play. This is kind of going to go on the back burner. I'm interested in it, but we'll see. The Banner Saga 2 is a sequel to, you can probably guess, the Banner Saga, a game that I did play to completion, and I tried to record for the channel. And this was very odd. Despite trying several different programs, I could not get anything to capture it. I tried going online and doing searches to see if anyone else was having that problem. I couldn't find any threads anywhere. And there were other channels who recorded it. So I know for a fact it was possible. But for whatever reason, I simply could not get it to work. So I don't know if I would record the Banner Saga 2 or not. By the time I get around to it, I don't think anyone will care anymore. The game is so story-driven. I think that's one, I don't want to call it a downfall of the series, but both in terms of replayability just for yourself and in terms of watching a Let's Play. Like, you can watch a Let's Play of XCOM 2 on my channel and then go on somebody else's channel and have a very different experience. You know, I don't think the game suffers from that at all. The Banner Saga, though, is so story heavy that once you've seen the story play out, yes, people's choices affect the story a little bit, but I think you're really getting the basic narrative. I just don't know that. You know, basically, I guess what I'm saying is people who are interested in this game, I think they'll have already watched somebody playing it by the time I can get around to it. So I will definitely play this at some point, but it probably won't be on the channel. Now, the next, Resident Evil 4 is an interesting one. Here's my idea and why I bought this. I had a thought for an occasional series I could do, where it would kind of be like, hey, you know, I'm going to try these really classic games from the past that are revered games and see if I like it, even though it isn't in a genre that appeals to me particularly. So I've said many times, I don't really play first-person shooters in my entire life. I think the only ones I've completed are Call of Duty 2 and Resident Evil, not Resident Evil, Borderlands 2. So maybe I should buy Resident Evil 2 because apparently that's the key to my wanting to play these games. But I tried buying Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare because, oh my God, people gush about that game. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't get into it. I tried playing it and it was just meh. I couldn't. Yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad game, but for me, I was just not good at it and I didn't enjoy it. So I'm going to try Resident Evil 4 at some point. And if I take to it at all, what I thought I might do is like a Let's Try Resident Evil 4 series where I do like 10 installments or something. Not necessarily a full playthrough. I kind of doubt I'd even be good enough to finish the game, but because I'm not good at shooters either. Okay. Now the last one I was going to talk about is Dead by Daylight, a game that's definitely gotten some attention here lately. And I never play multiplayer shooter type games. I did enjoy Left 4 Dead, but I only ever played it solo, you know, against AI and with AI helpers. So I never went online and I never did that. I'm not really a big fan of online communities and the impatience that people show if you're not amazing at the game. And I know I won't be. So this is, you know, something, as far as I can tell, there's not a lot of ways to interact with people, you know, in this, like you just play. So that helps a little bit, but I just love the concept so much that I do want to try it. So what I thought I would do is I'm going to try this a time or two. And if I don't just suck beyond belief, if I can play it at some level of competence, I may try recording an installment or two. It certainly won't be a long series, but you know, maybe just as a change of pace for the channel, I could upload a couple of instances of me playing and you can laugh at me and tell me that I suck, because yeah, I'll suck. Yeah, so that's it. That's all of my purchases. Dead by Daylight is probably the one that I'll play first. Because it involves an online community, and I don't want to wait until there's nobody left playing it. But I'll try to work my way through the others over time. Yeah, but I'd love to hear about your purchases as well. What were you most excited to get for free, or not for free, but cheap? Oh, by the way, too, quick note, if you are an XCOM 2 fan, or if you've enjoyed watching me or other people play it, that's on sale too. You don't get as big of a discount on newer games, but I think it's like a third off or something like that. So, it's a good time to pick it up if you're interested and don't have it yet. All right, I think I've rambled on enough. So thanks for watching. I hope to see you next time.